Hello and happy new year. Happy 2025. 2025. I think my feeling in 2025, I feel really good. I feel like it's going to be a great year, a transformational year, a year of change, and a year of there's always breakdown in a year of change, but I feel it's going to be a good year. And I pray for you that this is the best year of your life, abundant and prosperous and all the things. So we're going to start off talking about walk-ins, spiritual walk-ins, spirit walk-ins, on this first video of the new year. I believe it's the first video. Let me turn off my email. Dun, da, 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 da. So, okay. So this is my understanding of walk-ins, okay? My experience, my understanding, what I've learned. And there may be everything is nuanced. Here's the great, wonderful, beautiful thing in the spiritual world. Everything ebbs and flows, everything moves. And the great thing is it's like you can learn from different teachers and different modalities and all these different things and different practices, but there's always a common thread. Okay, so with that being said, walk-ins. Three types of walk-ins. One, the first type, the type where, like a psychic or a medium will get out of the way and they will channel someone's loved one. I used to do channeling professionally channel, not for people's loved ones, but I would go into practitioners' offices. They would hire me to help move energy for people that were stuck. And I would, protect myself, move out of the way, and I would merge with the entity, and that was a walk-in, and I would basically become that entity. I stopped doing that work years ago, but it was really helpful, powerful work. But after a while, my guides were like, you can't give your energy like this anymore. Like, you're done. So I stopped doing that. But there's that type of walk-in. Then there is the walk-in where so all of a sudden someone is possessed. It doesn't have to be a bad demon type of thing, but some energy overcomes them, and that entity is speaking through them all of a sudden. So here's an example. When I was dating my husband, all of a sudden, I didn't ask for it. I didn't, this just happened. His mom, I literally came into my body and started speaking to my husband through me. It was very short-lived, maybe 30 seconds. And I was like, oh my God, there's something in me. And it was her. And at the end of her leaving, she blew a kiss like this to him through me. And that was her like signature thing. So that's another type of a walk-in. Didn't ask for it, but it happened. And it wasn't dark or anything like that. But sometimes they are dark. Sometimes people are not realizing they have a walk-in, especially if you're intoxicated in any kind of way. They call it spirit for a reason, right? Spirits do and I'm not telling you not to drink or not, it's not that. I'm talking about intoxication. A glass of wine here and there, do with it what you want. Sometimes wine can be really good for the nervous system. However, I'm talking about intoxication. And you always heard those things like they're a mean drunk or they're a sloppy drunk because they're not there. They become mean because something else takes them over. And you're not dealing, when they become mean like that or become abusive, you're not dealing with that person anymore. You're not dealing with their soul light. You're dealing with an entity. You're dealing with a walk-in. So that's another type of walk-in. And even sometimes it don't even have to be intoxicated. If someone goes into some kind of rage or anger or abusive energy, or you're in a cycle with someone, like, oh, we're here again, and this fight again about money or this or that. Oftentimes you're arguing with the entity that they may be running and not necessarily them. Now, some entities have been around with people. I wouldn't call them a walk-in. They started off as a walk-in and then planted themselves in someone's energy field and was like, I've been here for decades. And then there's walk-ins that come in, and then the walk-ins move through in and out. But we're talking about walk-ins, not the entities that burrow. They come in and out fluid. And some people, when they're intoxicated, they get out. That can also be a fluid thing. Like when they're sober and connected, or when they're not triggered, a trigger too can help allow a walk-in to come through and then boom, something. So you're dealing with that. The other one, sometimes I'm going to add a fourth one. Another one are animals. And like spirits can come through your animals. right? And beings can come through your animals and give you messages. That is a type of, I think, a really type of magical walk-in. And then there are the ones that look like human beings. They come through people and they're walking through different worlds, right? They're going through the different worlds. So let me give you a quick example of what I mean by this. Last year, my husband and I were walking on a trail. This trail doesn't have a lot of people on it. And it was the anniversary of my husband's father's death. So my father-in-law's death. It was 1 year anniversary that day. So we were walking on this trail, and this was in January. No one around. Okay. Like there's one way in, one way out on this trail. Okay. So we've been walking for like an hour, and we're coming to the end of the trail. And this owl comes down on the power line and starts hooing like there's nobody's business. Then my dog, who is a little teeny little chiweenie, and she loves people, but she is a barker. She's a barker. But if she usually sees people on a trail like that, she does not freak out. She wants to go say hi. She's like, oh my God, there's somebody to go say hi. But that she turned around, and I think she was losing her mind. She was screaming, and then the owl was screaming too. We turned around, and there was a guy walking. He just appeared out of nowhere. I'm talking nowhere. Now, let me also add that there's a cemetery where he was coming from. Is a really ancient cemetery from the late 1800s. There's like 35 to, they say, between 38 and 42 people buried there. So there's that going on. And he's walking, and he looks older, maybe in his 70s, 60s, 70s. And he's dressed in a blue button-up shirt, khakis, and big shoes. That was my father-in-law's uniform. He wore blue button-up shirts, khakis, and he had really big feet and big shoes. And the way that this person was walking was not normal. He was walking like a zombie. Like, I wish I could show you too, but maybe I'll get the thing of it. It was like this. And kind of with his head down. It was I've never seen anyone walk like that. It was like, and he just was in one single stride. My husband picked up a rock because he was scared. I was scared too. I'm like, what the hell is that? The owl keeps cooing. The dog is barking. And he's just like this. It was like one of those horror movies, like no matter how far you run, I'm still going to be chasing you behind you in this weird gait. Then we turn around and he vanished. Gone in thin air, completely gone. Nowhere to be seen. Now, mind you, there's one way in, one way out. Like on the other side of the trail is just pure desert, saguaros, thick desert, trees. There's nowhere for him to go. Nowhere for him to go. It was creepy, and it was wild, and that is a walk-in. I had never experienced a walk-in in that form before, where it was like that obvious, where a walk-in, I think what happened was they really like took the body from the grave and came into it, or it was a time lapse, like a moment in time where timelines intersected. Now that I'm saying that, most likely that was what was happening, but the owl could see it, Stella could see it, my dog, and we could see it. But that's mostly, it's like timelines came together at the right moment, at the right time, and he was there. So we sat with it and like, what does that mean? What were the messages and everything like that? But it was a huge teaching for me, because someone who works with spirit, who works with guides, who has actually channeled dark energies or lost entities as a living and was paid for that. I've navigated this world for a long time. And if someone comes to me and they have an energetic interference, I will help them with it, right? Like that is one of my specialties, is something that I am really, really skilled at. But I had never seen that. So it was a big teaching. And why I wanted to share this with you is, as we're going into 2025, I said it was going to be an amazing year. And I truly 100% believe that. But what I also think is going on the shadow side of things, and I'm talking fast so I can speed this up, to be mindful of your time. On the shadow side of things, we're in a spiritual war. 100%. Evil, I truly 100% believe that evil is leaving this planet, or it's on its spectacles, or it's on its way out. God, source, the divine goodness, we're tired of the evil. It's like we want to reclaim our planet. Humans are not evil. They are not bad innately. It's everything that's around us that programs people. And then they bring their karma in and they keep reincarnating over and over and over again into possibly something dark. We are tired of it. It's time to be in our light. It is time to be in our expansion. So I truly believe that the evil is on its way out. However, it's not going out without a fight. And things are unearthed right now. Energies are thick. The veil is thin. The veil is thin. And the sooner and the more inept we all are at navigating it and being protected, not paranoid, protected in your energy field. Protected. If you are a light worker, we can get attacked by these darker forces. They do not want us working in the light, period. But the more you elevate your energy, the more you elevate your vibration, the more you stand in your power, they don't have anywhere to go, right? It's like, do your thing. I'm good. I'm in my power, but we've got to be aware and aware that there is more than meets the eye. Becoming masterful of your own energy and realizing there's so much going on. Not again to be paranoid, not to feed it, but to be aware. To be aware. Go to an airport one time. When next time you're at an airport, look around with clear eyes, with your intuition open, your aura up, your chakras all aligned and lit up, and look around. Observe. It's fascinating. There are all kinds of beings that are not human at the airport. It's weird. But it's like, what? Whoa, interesting, right? It's interesting. But it'll open up your awareness. Pay attention. Pay attention. And here's another thing. We do have access to spirit. Like the spirit, the aligned spirit. Like people whose loved ones has passed over. There are talented mediums that can speak to your loved ones. They come through animals like butterflies and coyotes, and they talk to us. When we tune into the magic of that world, we're so connected. You can be so connected. You have a team of guides, a team of angels. We are not alone. We are not alone. And the light always is brighter, bigger, brighter, better, I don't know, better, but you know what I'm saying, than the dark, more powerful. So let's go into 2025, aware, conscious, lit up, disciplined, full of courage, because this is the time of the spiritual warrior. It's not about fighting. Warrior is not about fighting. That is not what the spiritual warrior is about. The spiritual warrior, it's about awareness, courage, stepping into your internal leadership and external leadership. And leadership is like, we lead ourselves every day. Where are you going to lead yourself? Are you going to be the torchbearer of your own life? We stand up to darkness. We get bigger in our light, no matter what's going on. That's the spiritual warrior. And coming up in the mid-January, I'm going to be doing my annual 3-day free event. It's going to be really, really good this year. I'm doing it in a completely different way. It's more of a ritual, ceremony, journey than a event. It's going to be really good. So look out for that. The link, the invitation for that's coming really soon. All right. Let's have an amazing year, lit up, so much power and light and love and connection. And if you're coming into 2025 having a little feeling a little down, feeling a little like things are, not good, things are like setting yourself up like things are bad because maybe something didn't go your way or the election or whatever it is, we are powerful. You are powerful. Nobody gets to direct what or how your life is? Nobody. It's up to us. All right. Again, my name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.